Thank you so much, Neil. Oh my goodness gracious, Trent. We are here. It is Just Air versus Team Secret and game number 1 right around the corner. The panel seemed to be pretty convinced that they didn't like this Team Secret last pick Morphling, but you were thinking that it could have been an interesting answer.
I think it's just something that's like growing at the moment, right? This concept of this like mid and active Morphling. We tend to see it a lot in like I know there's a little bit of a trend in China where if the Doom got picked, the Morph just got picked, and they would essentially run the Morph versus it being like, oh, I'll just build Lincolns and life is good. But now it's starting to come to Europe, and we're seeing it a lot with like other hard carries, people who are expecting to get quite a bit of farm on the team, and of course Drow's not really much of an exception to that. So I don't know, it's kind of an interesting use of the Drow aura when we start to think about things like Storm Spirit or something as being really strong. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it's used. I am a little bit wary though, I admit.
Okay. That sounds good. I mean, I think that's a good place to be at, right? Like, it's something that is interesting. We know Team Secret are very strong, so seeing a little bit of innovation every now and then from them is pretty good as well. And I think that this time, looking at this game, they have a pretty clear recipe for success, but likewise, so do Just Error. You got, you know, Chronosphere and Invoker. It's a tale as old as time, and it's devastating if you get to that later stage combo with the Cataclysm.
Solo's in here really deep. We've seen him do this a couple times now, where he always goes for like this lane swap and nuisance in the mid. He was doing his Ench the last time I was watching him too, where he just like shows up mid right at the beginning to like stop the wave and he blocks. But Secret looked ready for that.
Very well played. Nisha getting first blood. Yeah, dude, they were so ready for that.
Instant ping from Solo. He's like, they gotta have a ward over there. But in reality, actually on the like in the Radiant jungle.
Well, if we remember one thing about Solo, a history of having his early game movements or wards scouted out by opposing teams. And if we were able to identify that's something they've done before, definitely Secret were as well and take full advantage.
So this is our 5th game of the day here on Epic League. And in 4 of those 5 games, we have had Viper Tiny dual offlanes. It has won every game.
It just sounds gross, right?
Yeah, like, it's pretty nasty. Like a hero that we were just discussing yesterday had vanished. Basically, no support Tinies anymore. Is making a roaring comeback here as a like offensive duo in the offlane.
I think that it's something that we had seen people messing around with a lot beforehand, but always felt was like, they're not really going to do Viper offlane, are they? And, you know, somebody could sort of say it to be like an edgelord on the panel or whatever. And now it's like, I think it's really interesting to me that it's become such a strong thing. And is it just the Nether Toxin? Is it like how sort of annoying he can be in the laning stage? What do you really like about it in this game in particular?
Well, one of our, actually. I like the way that they're immediately going for all this damage. So this is a bad walk down for no one right now.
Oh my god, he's just gonna get dropped. All right, that's the Viper offlane I know. Beautiful.
I think it was DM when we were discussing with him earlier. We kind of talked a little bit about that concept and idea of like what this like Viper is. The way that he put it was that there's like a lot of pressure coming from the carries. Like they tend to be like the strongest lane, and so this is a duo that can actually try and apply some pressure itself rather than being a little bit more passive in the laning stage.
Right. Well, I guess in that way, it's very all or nothing as well, where if you are like a little bit ahead, so like right here down bottom, they're starting to get this pressure on him at Tumbleman as Nisha and them are battling it out, but you can see it can really quickly turn into a kill. It's like it's super snowballing one way or another.
Yeah, it's funny because it's also been versus the Drow Avenge before as well today. We've kind of seen how that can go, right? Because, you know, you're dealing with no armor on the Tiny, relatively low armor considering it's supposed to be like a tanky hero on the Viper. Obviously prefers the Magic by quite a bit. So yeah, it is. It's really about that first like jump or initiation.
Wow, and it should be said here as well, as we're taking a look at the CS charts, 16-3 already for Zai, doing a little bit of pulling there into the small camp. So some of those were neutrals as opposed to lane creep, still having a really good time up top here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Just going to be able to out CS him. Just has so much base damage. Keeping that Clone Blade there as well as down bottom. It's more pressure being leveled back out, but they won't be able to find Zayats for the kill. Instead, up top, it might be Yapzor that's in trouble. He's getting chased down again. Already used tether. Zai's gonna block him off though. So that keeps him survivable. Just sitting here comfy.
Watching that, I'm watching Nisha mid waveforming at like 50 HP for CS. This guy's a monster. There's like no fear whatsoever versus Sumail right now. I assume he's very confident that there's no ward. Flag is now. Yeah, no one again. They get the kill first though.
Nice job, Mr. Cameraman. Being able to get that one down for us. Puppy is getting already hurt by the urn because, yeah, that's a thing that he has at 4 minutes on the Viper.
Is under attack.
When you got a kill lane, I suppose.
Yeah, right? It's a way to make it work. So back towards mid again. Nisha and Sumail just going to keep on battling it out. At least at this point, it's a pretty decent lead for the Morphling. 11 denies already is not bad at all. It's kind of what you'd expect, I guess, against the Invoker with Quaswex, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see what Morphling can do when you're versus an enemy mid laner who's holding a DD. You're at like 100 HP and he doesn't even bother going near you. Surely that's a sign of a very balanced hero.
Yeah, I mean,
I love Morphling, but like,
okay.
I don't know. This whole laning stage thing might need some work.
Is that? I mean, I guess that's part of the reason that we're also seeing. Oh no.
You know, I say that.
Nisha.
And then he gets hit by a tornado for 127 and just dies. Sometimes you push it a little bit too far. Thank you for grounding Morphling once more.
That's right, bringing it back down. They need to get it in before the patch. It's bottom lane, more battling going on, trying to take down no one. Can they kill him in time? Matumba Man gets the kill first, but now Puppy getting chased down by Zayas. Does have stick charges though for a turnaround, or rather a fairy fire. And it looks like he's going to be, well, safe for the moment. Then the glyph comes out. Puppy throws out the stun, trying to back away. Needs to cut through the trees. Can he escape, though? He will not be able to.
Yeah, good use of the glyph there, too, to keep that going. I wondered if he was going to, like, glyph so he could toss the creep or something, but just saved it for the avalanche to guarantee that he got it.
Well played. So, yeah, a very, very brawly lane down bottom. And because of so many kills, it's still relatively even despite the CS advantage for the Drow.
I thought the Lich pick was interesting this game. Not really a hero we get to see all too often right now. But the way the Void's lane was shaping up, and he needed something like that. I wonder if it would be like the Witch Doctor, because it's like the IO +1. But Lich is sort of a nice in-between of like giving you some defensive capabilities, but also still having a couple tools that are really useful versus the pair. And of course, still combos with the Chrono. Disruptor's a little bit too weak. Witch Doctor maybe doesn't provide quite as much help in the actual battling. So pretty smart call there from Solo to pick that one up.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of the Witch Doctor as well, like that Maledict against the Centaur, or, you know, any of these other percentage-based things. But like you said, as we're going to have a little bit more of a battle down here bottom, it's also good with that, like, Frost Armor against all the physical damage that we've got coming out this
with
game.
The IO, like, can you even utilize Maledict that well in the lane if the IO's actually there, you know?
That's a good point.
It's so hard to even get that initial damage down to start stacking up.
That's a really good point, yeah. So you need something that just is that flat damage harassment. As again, a toss back. They're going to turn now onto the Tiny, trying to kill him off. Puppy is definitely going to fall here, but they will be able to get one last touch there for the finish and the relocate, or the TPN, and now trying to get away. Drow's not going to be able to. Is Yapsor in trouble also? I mean, he's juking around and trying to give him a high five. Get over here, buddy. Playing Ring Around the Rosie. He's still juking. Yapsor is able to make the escape, finally.
Man, he is 4-3-2 right now. Has 2 more charges still remaining now. Thanks to getting that last pick. And the whole time mid, Nisha's been running around at like low HP too, very dangerously, but not falling this time. But I'm expecting the typical Morphling build that we have lately, which is like double Rage Band into Treads into Dragon Lance and then back for the E-Blade. I think something that maybe he'll get something even smaller than the E-Blade potentially because it's a Drow lineup. But I just think that concept is really solid here, right? You have an E-Blade that's kind of a pseudo-save versus the Chrono.
Right.
And it just allows you to start getting around the map and going for these kills.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. I guess that, like you're talking about, maybe a switch up for the Drow could also be like a Manta or something along the lines to break that silence. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Over to the other side. You're talking about the chase down here. Zai is looking to be dead, and he will fall. Yeah, you're talking about the Morphling, not the Faceless Void. Sorry.
Sorry, we're good, bud. Now, a real classic. It's DD Morphling.
Is under attack.
This is so insane. And with Matumba Man moving over as well, they're just going to be able to beat it down. Tower not able to be kept alive. They do purge there, the DD, and now Nisha. Going to switch back over to Strength Form. Should be able to make the walkaway happen.
Ooh, maybe we'll get some fun relocate DD Morphlings this game.
Oh, God, don't
That's
tempt
always
me.
a good one. It's been a while since I've gotten to see one of those.
AKA no backdoor protection. That's also how that's known.
Puppy not going to die to the Viper first damage as well. So again, right back to the mid lane. Oh, jeez. We're making our poor obs work really hard today. Mostly because they also have to produce and do all the hard work. But currently flying all across the map as kills and deaths are non-stop from no one right now. Puppy under a ward on his retreat home. They're going for the snipe.
Can they get him?
Oh, the early call out with the some things are not meant to be. The global taunt on the eventual kill. Well done, Ramses.
You love to see it. Zai does have Stampede, but he's getting sandwiched here as well. And no tower to retreat back to. Do they manage to find him?
Dire's bottom tower is under
He's way in there. I think he might be okay.
A ward with the save there.
Now, all right, he's going to Stampede. Take him on a little merry journey. Zai still running, trying to get out of there, and it looks like they're going to connect again with Invoker. I mean, this is a lot of space created here.
Bounty.
Oh my God, they gave him the bounty.
No.
Trent, GG.
Well, Samel was just a little too early in the tornado, and then he's like, well, there's no point now, because I'll just get stomped and still lose the
He's
bounty.
getting out. Zyzel's escaping. Toss in, trying to chase him out of there. Dude still has stick charges.
Sir,
they're just punching him.
Please.
Look at that. He ran from here. This dude just took everything.
Dire's
didn't run,
top
he
tower
stampeded.
is under attack.
That's a good point. He galloped.
So magnificently.
Oh my God, Fear pulls him back in, but they were able to get the Strength Form switch off. Nisha tossed up, EMP will connect as he tries to walk his way out. They are not going to kill him, and guess what? My man's got a regen.
Oh. Will there be a re-goose effort here? Well, no one's ready for it if there is. He's actually hanging near the mid lane. They want revenge for their mid tower being taken. And they're bringing all the reinforcements in right now as no one gets closer to that Atos.
Yeah, that will be a nice little timing for them. Obviously, still a lot of like movement-oriented things as they're going to try and catch now onto Zai yet again. Nisha's nearby, and so too is Zayat's. So they're going to end up losing one here, but the relocate coming afterwards punishes that position 4.
You can't break Retaliate if it's not skilled, so he was ahead of the game on that one.
Oh, what a player.
Nisha, of course, much like the Ruba counter, Morphling a very good counter to the Viper because you get to break that magic resistance that he has.
Tornado, a little off the mark there, but the Chrono's going to land now. Jumps onto Drow. We'll be able to punch her down. Matumba Man, almost dead, will fall there. So final tally ends up being 3 for 2, it looks like.
Is under attack.
Not bad.
Yeah, and Ramsey's going for that same build that we saw the other day from Miracle, I believe, where he went the Mask of Madness right into the Midas. That was versus an Alchemist, I think, but the whole concept just being like, yeah, we're just, we're not worried about keeping up, like, farm-wise, right? And this is going to help secure our Void's game.
Right, interesting. And that to me sort of, I was wondering if we were going to then see Sumail go for something like that as well, but I guess it's just too valuable going for the Spirit Vessel along the way for like your ability to fight in that mid game. They really need that Invoker to kind of pop off if they're going to be going for this Midas Void. As Matumba Man going to take out a little bit of an Ancient stack here. Has the Dragonlance done, going back for the Yasha afterwards. Not bad also having that just poor man shield in the back. 8 Agi is super nice just passively out of that item slot.
Yeah, him and Morphling just going to be building pretty similar items this game by the looks of it.
Well, a little bit of a lull in the action here as we sort of reset, wait for the next round of abilities to come back up. 80 seconds for Chrono. Already 2 tier 1 towers taken by Secret. You know, the panel had talked about this, like, you know, just sort of catching the Drow, as we are going to see Puppy get jumped on a little bit here. Smell and the rest of them moving in to find that kill. They're actually going to fight this?
Nah, I don't think so. There's no real swap plays. Probably just like chucks it out anyway, but...
But I guess the question that I have is, like, are you under any pressure as Secret to try and keep the momentum rolling? Or do you think that, like, the Morphling gives them enough of a buffer of late game?
I think they have so many saves from the Chrono that I'm not as concerned as I typically would be. Like there is really good team fight from 404 for sure, but the fact that you have relocate, perhaps even a centaur eggs depending later on, and then the venge swap too. There's the later the game goes, it feels like the chrono actually gets like a little bit weaker in this one. So it's not like a total disaster. At the same time, it is always going to be chrono, cataclysm, and then even like tying you with that like team fight threat of just repositioning. So it's not as like doesn't have to be quite as fast as the most drought games, I'd say.
Oh, Stampede used. Matumba Man caught by that Atos. Tornado. Ooh. Get the relocate out, though. Not bad.
Poppy in a familiar spot.
Yeah, this is fine. Everything's fine. All according to plan. Zai runs into all of them. Hoof Stomp not going to go out at all. They get the silence out.
Someday.
They shot as well. Good damage out from Matumba Man. And they jump in from Nisha. They again drop the Chronosphere, but they're already killing everybody else. Ramsey's in a world of hurt.
Oh, that was sick. Oh, that was so good. The waveform into the backline as Tiny from Nisha just gets a blow-up double kill. He just did like 2,700 damage instantly as that Morphling.
Jeez. And this is, I guess, why you play this hero in the mid. If you turn into Tiny, suddenly you're like a mid-game fighter.
I mean, that's what's so cool about this active Morphling is that it's all dependent on the ulti. So I think it's really hard to make it look good. Like, we've seen several teams try it over the past... I mean, this patch has been going on for so long that I feel like everyone's taking a shot at it. We've seen it in North America. We've seen it in China. We've seen it in C, where they're trying to essentially be like a Queen of Pain or an Ember sort of deal with this Morphling. And man, when it works out, when you have one of these really good heroes on the enemy team that you can morph into, it just looks so solid.
Well, and I think that that's part of the reason why you kind of have to wait for last pick too, to see what those other heroes are that you can sort of, you know, switch into, because as you said,
use this game,
right, like imagine if Tiny's not in this game, suddenly those combos look like so much worse that he can switch into. I mean, Invoker, depending upon what abilities he's got switched over.
Void's one of the better ones. Like in terms of the carries, it's like the Voids and the Lifestealers are really good, and then the mid laners you want like your Embers and your Pucks. But yeah, the Tiny one's just super good this game, and Viper's kind of fine too.
Right. Now, they do realize that there's a ward here. Immediately going to take it off Smoke as Puppy walks to high ground. Sumail is there. He does not care. He's like, take my life. You see if I care at all.
Matu's still coming in, though. They have confidence here.
Solo gets silenced. Going to get killed by Zai. And they force them out, and this puts some pressure onto the tier 2 top. Are they going to re-go again? They have Blink on Tiny.
Fed Puppy so they can take this tower because they know there's no chrono.
But it looks like they want to contest maybe for just air. They're all coming up again.
Tower is under attack.
Chrono off cooldown in 30 seconds. He's on the other side of the map.
The next wave. They're gonna glip through that one, Avatos the next one, and see if that'll stop it.
That's a really cool play. Good play by Zayats. Tornado in the meantime lifts up onto a couple and forces. I mean, at the same time, it's Morphling Drow. Oh, God.
God, that's so frustrating that you feel like you made this, like, okay, we know what they're doing, and you still can't stop it. Oh, and worst of all, though, that's a pre-20-minute tier 2 taken. And thus, threat of the XP.
3,000 gold lead now, coming up for side of Secret and XP. Not as huge lead as... Well, they get the root, catches on the Puppy, trying to right-click him down. He's got a little bit too greedy sticking around that area.
Okay, Puppy has been like dead more than alive this game. That's his 8th death.
Poor guy.
He's doing a lot of scouting. That is for sure.
Oh, mid tower, they're thinking about denying it. Zai gonna get up close and just take it out. He's like, all right, we're done with this.
Middle tower has been
so they will give that one up. Roche, you know, with that being taken, it's kind of a question now of like, what is it that they want to do? How much more do they want to play with this with the 2 minutes they got remaining? We'll see as 18-minute mark comes around. An illusion rune picked up for Nisha. Not bad.
Kind of feels like they just have the run of the map right now, right? Looking towards those bigger items. Get the Manta, they're building towards the E-Blade.
Be really good.
Now, who gets the E-Blade first, though? Wow, this is actually hilarious. Matu's gonna finish his E-Blade before Morphling does.
Oh my god. That's great. I love that. I wonder if he's gonna go back for the Manta afterwards on Drow.
Yeah, just mixing it up a little.
Dire's bottom tower
He's
is
probably
under
gonna go
attack.
BKB, but it would be good if he went for Manta. Well, we'll see.
Double
As-
E-Blade versus Chrono sounds so annoying. I mean, even for Viper, right? A lot of Viper's damage does come from right clicks, despite being a magic-based hero for the most part.
It's true, and like Alacrity, all the rest of it, like right now Invoker doesn't have the damage yet. He has 1 point in Exort, right? Like this feels like it's going to be a really strong window for Secret. And part of me wonders if it would have been worth it just to go for like BKBs and say like you can't deal with us and try and like end the game. But I guess this gives them better scaling to the late game as well.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle
But yeah, it's not
tower is under
a
attack.
huge lead for them by any means right
Dire's
now.
bottom
So
tower is under attack.
there's options, but yeah, like you pointed out, 1 point in Exort when building into the Aghanim's isn't really that scary.
Right. Well, and I mean, the other thing is that it's like 3,000 gold lead, but that's also with a Midas on Void. So you kind of need to take advantage of this timing, I feel like, on Secret when you are stronger. As Chrono is back up again, Viper's on the other side of the map, does have a TP available, and he's going to head on over towards mid next. As we are just about to... wait a minute! Aegis just expired! Oh my god, that was the timing! That was the timing! Zayat, though, they pull him back in. Chrono gonna drop down and only catch the Morph. He's over to full strength! This is not the way they wanted the fight to go. Puppy just going for the Shadow Amulet Chappie as he wants to turn around, swap back in Ramses, gets the stun out. Will they be able to chase him down? It doesn't look like it, but they've already lost 2 for the Venge. Matumba doesn't have the chase down for the Invoker. I can't believe that timing.
I know that it's under a second, I'm pretty sure, in the gap to when that would have been an expired Rose versus he gets that respawn.
Silence comes out now as they are going to pop the Essence Ring. Ramses trying to stop the pressure onto his Invoker as Ramses will eventually fall. Does have buyback available. They've already bought back on that Tiny. Pulling back in Matumba Man. Tornado lift up onto Sumail, or rather onto Matumba Man from Sumail. No one also just going to be pummeled punch. Can they get the kill here? Zai is eventually going to fall as well. So they're fighting back and making it work with a couple of these buybacks, but Zai also is going to go down. An ultra kill for Nisha here at the 20-minute mark as they have the catapult up on the high ground, no glyph.
Dire's bottom
Wow,
tower is under
yeah,
attack.
I just feel so awful that could happen.
Dire's bottom tower.
That's just so disappointing.
You know,
It changes so much that isn't just a straight up blow up onto the Morphling, and then they still would have had Chrono, right? Then they would have been on the hunt. They would have had chase down potential afterwards too. Now, mind you, I guess there was like Stampede and stuff maybe, so.
right.
But
Well,
still.
Waveform in, Nisha blows up Sumail. The turn now onto Solo. Chain Frost is out. Is not doing enough damage. It does not look like Yapstor tries to get the relocate out of there. It is not going to happen. Matumba Man just gets TP with the E-Blade. He gets away. They do lose Nisha, which is a huge amount of gold for Ramses, but they get out with the Drow. You know, I almost wonder if it was like one of those things where they waited a second before picking up the Aegis, because I'm not exactly sure. It looked like it was right on that 3-minute mark. Not sure. Oh,
Yeah,
puppy.
it was just super close.
Do they know? They don't know. All right, they really know. They're gonna drop down the nether toxin right on top of them. They don't have sentries though. Tornado? Oh, go with this again. Go with this. Hide. Puppy is just gonna get
What a way to
immediate
get the
chopped
tenth
on him.
one.
That was great.
Oh, nice. They let the illusion live, though. They got scared. Now you can keep last sitting as the puppy, at the very least.
I like it. To be real, he's gonna go stack
Come on,
for his
JJ, put
carries.
the paragraphs away. Leave him alone. A big daunting 10 over there on the left-hand side. That like sticks out.
Unbelievable.
That's the role of a captain, you know? He's gonna take the heat.
Truth. And it's his job. So we've got one whole lane of racks down now. Actually, not the range one, but you know, that doesn't matter. Nobody cares about that thing. Roche has respawned, a relatively quick respawn timing on it. Do they just go into the pit?
Well, we do have an E-Blade. Unfortunately, it is just the Morphling, so Drow can opt back for the Manta, as you pointed out. Looked a little bit too good. But Yeah, it's a big wombo combo time now for 404. The Ags further delayed with Sumail's buyback. Can't really be counting on that one. It's just going to be a hell of a chrono that probably involves the IO +1. Statistically, there's a good chance Puppy's dead for the fight at least. So that would really help the chrono.
Yeah, if we're just going off number of times that he's been dead, that's the way it works. Well, for now at least, the smoke will not connect from Secret, as they did at least get that D ward there. This mango tree placement's pretty cool. I like this one a lot. For like, I mean, oftentimes this is where these like fights sort of break out. So there could be some cool things with getting vision for a chrono, depending on how it sets up. But bottom lane, they're needing to come and deal with this. Sumail heads all the way back as the range Rex is still being assaulted by these range creeps. And
yeah, at the very least they have their outpost, so even without bots, he can still like defend and then make his way back.
Right.
In fact, he's gonna actually show, he's gonna start running back, and then they might even put Ramses onto the wave, and give him the chance for TPing back afterwards. But he goes for the Ancients instead.
Dude, they don't care about the range tracks.
No, clearly.
Does have Manta, he could like pop that and catch the next wave or something. Or just not, that's fine.
No. I mean, he's just trying to get something to Midas. He's like, ugh, please.
You can Midas range your lane creeps.
barracks.
Alright, yeah, that Rax is gone.
Giving it up.
They really don't care. Some pings come out. He's like, guys, really? That's amazing.
It's like, I'm tiny, guys. Come on, this is not on me.
Alright, smoke up. Oh, Zai, great positioning here.
And look at the sentries. They're like, where are they? Now they see them.
What's happening? Oh, Puppy. Give my life for the cause. Toss him in. Wait, what? Now Rich in a lot of trouble. Is almost going to die. They do jump on him and Tumbleman. Not able to bring him down yet. Up on the top side. They destroy one. Viper has to buy back. Zayat's in a ton of trouble.
And look at Yapsor. He's like, I don't care about damage. I don't care about overcharge. I am waiting until this chrono is dropped. Meanwhile, in the base, is there?
Yeah.
Pretty feisty.
It's true. That toss was really bizarre. It like gave vision for everything else. I don't know. I guess that
it was just too tanky for the combo with the glimmer, maybe.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Able to get that one off in time. But regardless, Secret now, Aegis Cheese. There are some pings that, hey, there's a mango tree in there. Should probably go deal with that. They don't have anything that can do it though, do they?
No.
Io, I guess, tethering?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's definitely the best one, actually. Oh no, Nisha's actually just buying a 4-step. The only reason, oh yeah, double 4-step is mango tree.
Nice.
They're having none of it.
They're coming for it. Nisha, oh my god, can't afford to lose it, but gets the switch off. Stun, gonna land onto no one, in some trouble, waveform through. Chrono only hits the Io, that's not the way to do it. Ramses trying to find a target, can't get on anybody. The silence is gonna connect, and they will bring it down. Ramses now looking for more. Oh, they are in some trouble. They have just errored in a bad way, as no one also is going to get pummeled, punched, killed. The chase down is they're looking for Sumail, but they won't be able to chase him down, it looks like, anymore.
Dire's middle tower.
Well, Zayas, though, blink out. Good play. Yeah, dude.
Dire's
Yeah,
middle tower
it's a bit too brutal.
GG, they're done. Wow.
I mean, this game just became so difficult the second that very unfortunate timing happened with the Aegis. That was like worst case scenario for them.
Yeah, I'd be interested to go back and see